Hi, my name is Roy Torres, and this is my attempt at a tutorial for speed roping. Some of you are probably wondering why speed roping. There's several reasons for me personally. It's a time saver. Obviously, I don't have a treadmill anywhere here. I'm a single dad, so I have to find any way I can to cut corners to make sure I have whatever time I have to spare. I can take this with me out in the driveway, let the kids run around while I knock out a quick cardio workout, or I can take it to the park and let them run around, things like that. Obviously, highly portable, cheap. I think I got this for $12 at Target. It also allows me to pretty much control the resistance in my workout and set any type of program that I want. Me personally, I like to try to stay as lean as possible, so I do a lot of high-intensity interval training. For those that are unfamiliar with high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, it's basically 30 to 40 seconds of hardcore, heavy, all-out, push-yourself exercises, and then a rest period of about 20 to 30 seconds in between, and you alternate the two from anywhere to about 4 to 20 minutes. Typically, I do about 20. I've been doing more speed roping as part of my Spartan Ultra Beach training. I've been doing it to kind of prepare my knees and things like that for pounding and stuff like that. It'll take through the race. I don't do the interval training for that. I do more of a solid state. The other thing about speed roping is that it helps you work on your running mechanics. Most elite runners, when you see them, their feet hit the pavement, they typically tend to be on their toes, and speed roping will help you work on those types of mechanics where you stay on your toes the whole time, because when you're speed roping, you want to stay on your toes. The other thing is it's a full body workout, whereas running is also a full body workout, but it's not quite the same as speed roping, where you're going to be using your arms and you're going to be keeping your core tight, and you can do modifications to give you other exercises within the speed roping. Finally, for me anyways, I do a lot of different transitions. I do crossovers, I kick my feet out, I do high knees, and doing those transitions helps me to maintain my focus and agility, things like that, because when you're running on a trail, there's potholes everywhere, and you want to be able to spot those things and have the dexterity and the agility to hop around those holes so you don't roll an ankle or anything like that. So what I'll start with is basically the very, very basics of speed roping. First, you want to make sure that your rope is proper length. Put your foot right in the middle and bring it up here. Beginners should try to keep it around here. I like mine a little bit longer. Some people go all the way past up here. Whatever your preference is, it's really up to you. All it really alters is how high or low you keep your arms. The next thing we're going to look at is hand positioning. A lot of beginners, they tend to over-exaggerate their movements and rotate their shoulders. That's not what you want. You want to keep your arms in nice and tight. Keep your body nice and keep everything in nice and tight. Your whole body. You want to keep your core tight. And you don't want to jump too high. A lot of beginners tend to clot around and bounce up and down. You want to get yourself off the ground as little off the ground as possible. It's really just a hop. So and you notice I'm staying on my toes. I got a little bounce on my knees, so I'm not absorbing all the shock. From there, I go into my first transition. The first transition is, this will set you up for the more complicated movements. So what you want, and It puts more of your weight on one leg, and you'll alternate back and forth, so it strengthens each leg. It's a little bit different workout, a different feel. Again, it's working on those mechanics. So I start on my left foot, hop twice, alternate back and forth. And if you notice, both feet are still hitting the ground. I'm not going like this. Both feet are still on the ground. Because when you're starting out, if you're doing this, you're going to lose your balance real quick. That one step there will help you into your next transition, which is to kick your leg out. Again, you see, both feet are still always hitting the ground. If I want to get fancy, I'll kick it out and keep it off the ground. And if you want to do that, this is a good exercise to kind of work on that balance. So, one of the things that helped me learn how to do this was just doing it real slow and keeping everything in. Obviously, you're going to want to get quicker, and that'll come with time. As far as HIIT training, what I do is I'll go back to that single leg. This is my rest position. This is where I catch my breath for that 20 or 30 seconds. And then I'll progress into something harder, like this. And this may look difficult, but once you get this down, it's really a natural progression. I mean, you see little kids on the playground when they first start out. That's kind of how they learn. And then, to work a little bit of obliques, I'll bring it out. That's actually a lot harder than it probably looks. To get to that point, what I was doing was I would rotate my hips for counts of 10. And then rotate my hips, bring it forward, rotate them again. And then eventually, I got to the point where I could take the rope out when I was doing it. Some of you are probably wondering about the crossover. Crossover is really about rope speed and how high you jump. I'm not jumping very high here, but when I want to do a crossover, I give it a little extra hop and I speed the rope up. Yeah, as you can see, it's a pretty good workout. The other thing that I do sometimes that I'm not very good at, but double unders is another good one, which it's really about the rhythm you get to it. You want to get a good, nice jump into it. I say I'm not very good at it, and there I just knocked out like 12. It's about getting that spring into it and also keeping everything in tight. Same thing, it's kind of like how it is with the crossover. Because the rope is here, you want to keep everything in nice and tight. That way the rope just flies around you. So you'll see me tighten up when I do that crossover. And basically the way I kind of started out was I did a ladder. And the ladder was 30 seconds of this, 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 and then 30 seconds of this. The crossover with the run is easier than it looks. Once you get the crossover down, I do most of my movement with my foot on the ground. I'll actually pause a little bit as I'm running. I'll slow it down. Those are really all of my tricks for speed roping. If anybody has any questions or comments, feel free to hit me up on YouTube or my Facebook page or the Illuminati group page.